began to push the pigeon into his mouth. Lloyd watched what was happening, dumbfounded. Pi Podong was pushing the bird into his mouth. The sky was clear. Ji Goming lay exhausted on the ground in a pool of drool. Pi Podong looked at the bird with a happy expression, asking how he liked it and if he wanted to play some more. The pigeon looked at the rodent in horror, saying that he wanted to work. Pi Podong smiled maliciously, his eyes flashing red. The protagonist smiled furiously, giving a thumbs up. Lloyd noted that no matter where or when, threats always work best. The workers were digging the ground. The protagonist noted that step 1 was to dig a slope. Baibong was shaking a tray of sand furiously. Lloyd noted that step 2 was to make Baibong filter the best sand through a huge sieve. Ji Goming flew through the sky, releasing a web from his backpack. A net of webs formed on the ground. The protagonist noted that step 3 was to make Ji Goming weave a web in the form of rebar. Pi Podong sat on the pigeon's beak, hitting it with his paw. The young gentleman noted that step 4 was support from the person in charge. The rodent said how weak he was. The protagonist flew by on a huge bird, telling the white warriors to move forward. The workers shed tears, raising their shovels, shouting that they were Lloyd's warriors. The workers began to fill the web mesh with sand. The young gentleman noted that step 5 was to cover the web mesh with sand and continue this process until the backfill was complete. The workers leveled the ground. The protagonist noted that step 6 was after creating the stability of the backfill, filling it from all sides, vigorously filling the gabion with pebbles and gravel. White arrows pointed to the web mesh. The brown-haired man watched the workers from the air, noting that they had completed the first stage. The men shouted that they were Lloyd's warriors. The brown-haired man grinned, noting that they would probably be done by spring if they could distribute the land to the refugees and extend the construction time for the buildings, then finish everything by next year. The protagonist raised his shovel. He bared his teeth, standing astride the bird. Lloyd noted that this would be the end of his working life. An unemployed, carefree and rich life was already waiting for him. The men continued digging the earth. Arcus and Bayern